This Black History Month, we are examining renewed calls for reparations. In San Francisco, supporters are calling for $5 million to be paid to each eligible black resident in the city. KTVU's Christian Cafton has more on how a committee is making its case to the city to help right the wrongs of slavery.
Last month, San Francisco's African-American Reparations Advisory Committee presented its first draft, looking at the idea of how a legacy of racism has harmed San Francisco's black community and what can and should be done to address those wrongs. Committee Chair McDonald says despite the city's reputation for being progressive, past policies have systematically disenfranchised black residents.
Fundamentally, what was stolen from black people in America was a path towards financial well-being.
The committee points to past policies on housing, redevelopment plans that decimated thriving businesses in majority black communities, as well as inequities in policing and in education, all of which the committee says worked together to erode opportunities for African Americans.
Being segregated to certain parts of the city, they were met here and not given eligibility for certain kinds of jobs. Right? They were met here without being able to start their own businesses. So all of these impediments to doing what every other American, or in this case San Franciscan, wanted to be able to do.
Since the initial report, many have focused on one of the committee's recommendations, that qualifying African Americans should receive one-time payments of $5 million. But less has been made of the reasons behind the committee's work and where the city goes from here.
Okay, for better or for worse, whether it's the $5 million financial payment or any of the others, committee tell us how to do it. And our response is that was not our charge. Our charge was to present the evidence and justification for these proposals.
Noble Pierce says in the 7 decades he's called San Francisco home, he's seen the inequity of opportunities firsthand.
Of course, reparations would definitely be a good idea. You know, I mean, all the promises that our people had over the years, you know, the old chicken in every pot and the 20 acres and a mule and all of those lies.
And Kenny Underwood says for generations, black Americans were limited in how they could act on an economic level. Reparations, he says, are an idea whose time has come.
Am I saying that it's going to be a solution to fix all the social ills that racism created? No. But do I think that it can help provide some economic equality as a city and as a country? Yes, most definitely.
The Reparations Committee says their initial proposal is the start of an important conversation. McDonald says similar discussions have happened in the past. This committee is including language in their proposal aimed at getting the Board of Supervisors to take action one way or another.
Even if something isn't, obviously this is an extreme, we don't want or expect this, but even if there's something as we've read it and it's all not feasible, we can't do it.
But in other words, you don't want them to sit on their hands.
Exactly, and not take action.
The committee is set to present their findings to the Board of Supervisors in mid-March and present their final presentation in June. In San Francisco, Christian Cafton, KTVU, Fox 2 News.